A golden escalator descends from a royal jet. Behind King Salman, a 1,500-person entourage and 500 tons of luggage flown on multiple cargo planes, including gold furniture and private elevators. This isn't just travel, it's a billion-dollar display of power and status. While world leaders fly first class, he brings the palace with him. What you're about to see will completely redefine your idea of luxury. The billion-dollar way King Salman travels. When King Salman of Saudi Arabia travels, the world doesn't just watch, it pauses. This isn't just about crossing borders, it's about making a global statement with every touchdown. He's not merely a monarch, he's a symbol of unmatched power, the embodiment of a kingdom built on oceans of oil and centuries of royal legacy. As custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman commands both religious reverence and political dominance. But the most jaw-dropping expression of his influence, how he moves from one country to another? Forget private jets and red carpets. King Salman travels with an entire kingdom in tow. His arrivals feel more like royal invasions than diplomatic visits. It's not just about getting from point A to B. It's about turning that journey into a display of wealth, precision, and control. Every trip is a billion-dollar production, choreographed to perfection, designed to mesmerize and intimidate. The entourage alone can number over 1,500 advisors, security, chefs, medical teams, family, and staff, all orchestrated like a royal army on the move. But what truly sets his travels apart isn't just the scale, it's the symbolism. His aircraft isn't just a jet, it's a flying palace, outfitted with gold-plated fixtures, state-of-the-art technology, and private suites. When he descends the stairs on his own custom golden escalator, it's not just a moment, it's a message to the world that power, when wrapped in luxury, becomes something mythical. This isn't extravagance for show, it's a cultural display of royal identity, deeply rooted in tradition and the politics of presentation. For King Salman, travel is diplomacy, dominance, and drama all in one. Every movement tells a story, one of legacy, lineage, and the kind of influence most people will never understand. So when the world's leaders take their seats at the table, King Salman doesn't just walk in, he arrives like a legend. And that's no accident. It's the power of a monarchy that has mastered the art of moving in a way the world will never forget. King Salman's $100 trip to Indonesia. In 2017, King Salman of Saudi Arabia touched down in Indonesia, not quietly, not diplomatically, but in a way that left the world absolutely stunned. This wasn't just a state visit, it was a royal spectacle, so grand it could have been mistaken for the arrival of an empire. The numbers alone are mind-blowing. 1,500 people in his entourage, 500 tons of luggage, and a custom golden escalator that rolled out of his private aircraft like a scene from a billion-dollar blockbuster. For most leaders, traveling means packing light and flying discreetly. But King Salman doesn't travel, he mobilizes. His personal jet is more palace than plane, and behind it followed multiple cargo flights, carrying everything from luxury carpets and custom furniture to armored vehicles and even his own security detail. When he landed, the tarmac shimmered, not just from the heat of Jakarta, but from the gold accents on his mobile staircase. A literal golden escalator, shining in the sun, gently lowered the monarch onto foreign soil. The message? This isn't just a man, it's a movement. And then there was the hotel, not a floor, not a suite. An entire luxury hotel, fully booked, cleared of guests, and redecorated to match royal taste. Gold trim, custom linens, imported decor. Every detail was curated to bring the kingdom with him. Local businesses paused, roads closed, security lockdowns blanketed the city. For 9 days, Jakarta bent around the presence of one man. But it wasn't just about wealth, it was about power, presence, and a performance of tradition dialed up to an unimaginable scale. It was diplomacy dressed in gold, a royal flex across continents. And while some viewed it as prestige, others saw it as pure excess. The media was torn, the public buzzed, and global leaders watched in awe or disbelief. So what do you think? Is this the pinnacle of royal diplomacy or an outrageous display of privilege? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this wasn't just a trip, it was a reminder that when King Salman moves, the world takes notice, and sometimes it holds its breath. Inside King Salman's flying palace. Forget everything you know about private jets, because when King Salman takes to the skies, it's not just travel, it's a spectacle of unimaginable luxury designed to leave world leaders in silent awe. His aircraft isn't merely a mode of transport, it's a flying palace, a billion-dollar sanctuary built to glide through the clouds like royalty in motion. From the moment you step inside, you realize this jet isn't for speed, it's for power, prestige, and total control of the narrative. Every inch of the plane is handcrafted to match the grandeur of a royal palace. Polished marble floors, gold-plated fixtures, velvet-lined hallways, and custom crystal chandeliers sway gently as the aircraft descends. The master suite, a regal bedroom with a king-size bed, private bath, and ornate decor that looks more Versailles than Boeing. In the main cabin, there are personal dining rooms, conference halls, and prayer areas, each equipped with state-of-the-art technology and guarded privacy. The lighting adjusts to the king's preferred ambiance, the air is purified to palace standards, and the temperature is kept at perfect comfort, regardless of the altitude. But this isn't just luxury, it's logistics. The jet is staffed like a 5-star hotel in the sky, with chefs preparing gourmet meals, attendants tending to royal guests, and high-level security ensuring the skies remain sovereign territory. Every function, every button, every detail has one goal: to ensure that King Salman rules the air, just as he rules the land. To the average person, it sounds impossible, but this is how monarchy operates when powered by billions in oil wealth and generations of rule. This is how the House of Saud travels, not with convenience, but with commanding presence. This flying palace is more than an aircraft. It's a declaration of identity, a soaring emblem of the kingdom's untouchable wealth and the king's unshakable legacy. So the next time you board a plane and reach for your peanuts and plastic cup, remember, there's another way to fly, a way where every moment is regal and the sky becomes a runway for royalty. What King Salman did in Moscow shocked the world. When King Salman landed in Moscow, the city didn't just prepare, it braced itself. This wasn't a typical diplomatic visit, it was a royal incursion draped in gold and powered by oil-rich dominance. The Saudi king didn't just check into a hotel, he transformed it into a traveling palace. Rooms were stripped, walls repainted, and furniture replaced with his own opulent decor. Flown in across continents, imported carpets, custom lighting, gold accents, each item meticulously selected to replicate the palatial luxury of Riyadh, right in the heart of Russia. Moscow had hosted presidents and prime ministers before, but this was something else entirely. And it wasn't just the hotel. The entire city bent around his presence. Streets were blocked off, local infrastructure was rerouted, security swarmed, normal life slowed to a crawl, all in service of one man's arrival. The Russian media exploded with coverage. But it was the global reaction that really lit the fire. Outlets across Europe and the US raised eyebrows. Twitter lit up with backlash. Commentators questioned the extravagance. Citizens expressed outrage. Was this the future of diplomacy or just a royal ego parade? Western leaders might fly business class and hold press conferences. But King Salman's visit wasn't about convenience. It was about command. It was a performance, an orchestrated demonstration that said, "Where I go, the world adjusts." It was luxury not for comfort, but for power, control, image. To the Saudi royal family, this isn't extra. This is expected. In a culture where wealth equals respect and presentation reflects strength, travel becomes theater, and King Salman is always the headliner. His Moscow visit wasn't just about international relations, it was about broadcasting dominance, a message sent not through words but through gold, marble, and sheer presence. Comment your thought. Was it royal protocol or over-the-top pageantry? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because when a monarch moves with this level of force, the world notices. And whether you admire it or not, you can't look away. This wasn't a hotel stay. It was a royal takeover, and it changed how Moscow and the world views power in motion. Inside the wild billionaire life of Prince MBS. Step aside, Hollywood, because when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, better known as MBS, throws a party, it makes the Met Gala look like a backyard barbecue. This isn't royalty as you know it. This is royalty rebranded, infused with the swagger of Silicon Valley billionaires and the extravagance of a Bond villain. MBS isn't just the heir to Saudi Arabia's throne. He's the architect of a new royal identity, one built on boldness, global reach, and jaw-dropping displays of wealth. His yacht alone, a $500 million floating palace, comes complete with a helipad, spa, and nightclub. It's not just a vessel, it's a symbol, an empire on water, where world-famous DJs spin beats under chandeliers and billionaires sip rare vintage champagne as they glide through the Mediterranean. But the yacht is just the beginning. MBS has been known to rent entire private islands, shutting out the world for exclusive gatherings with Hollywood stars, fashion moguls, and elite power players. Every event is a fortress of privacy, wrapped in whispers, guarded by NDAs, and overflowing with opulence. This is a man who bought the world's most expensive home, a $300 million French chateau with gold leaf fountains and a moat. His life is curated like a billionaire Instagram fantasy, but with the real power of a monarchy behind it. Unlike the kings and sultans of old, MBS blends statecraft with stardom, governing by day and entertaining global icons by night. In his world, Rolexes and reforms go hand in hand. But here's the real twist. MBS isn't just flexing for the sake of fame. Every yacht, every party, every private island is a calculated move in a game of influence. By projecting a modern, glamorous image, he's rebranding Saudi Arabia for the next generation, aligning royal power with global culture. So the question is MBS the future face of monarchy, or just another billionaire playing dress-up in royal robes? Let us know in the comments, because what you've just seen isn't fantasy, it's real life, and it's unlike anything you've ever imagined. This isn't just luxury, this is the new language of power. Saudi Arabia's $500 billion city of the future. Imagine a place with no cars, no pollution, and no chaos. Just towering mirrored walls stretching 106 miles through the desert, packed with ultra-luxury apartments, flying taxis, and AI-powered everything. Welcome to NEOM, Saudi Arabia's $500 billion dream project that's trying to do what no city on Earth has done before: reinvent civilization from scratch. But here's the twist. It's not science fiction. Construction has already begun, and if it succeeds, it could change the way we live forever. At the heart of NEOM is the Line, a sleek 170-kilometer urban miracle that's only 200 meters wide and 500 meters tall. That's right, a vertical city where everything you need, schools, shopping, parks, and your job is just a 5-minute walk away. No traffic, no roads, no carbon emissions. It's a utopia for some and a dystopian nightmare for others. Because while the Saudi government envisions a high-tech paradise, critics warn it's more fantasy than future. A glittering facade built on oil money and ambition. And then there's Oxagon, NEOM's floating industrial district, designed to reshape global trade with automated ports and AI-run logistics hubs. Or Tronia, a desert ski resort that will host the 2029 Asian Winter Games. Yes, a ski resort in the middle of the Middle East, complete with snow-covered peaks, luxury chalets, and futuristic cable cars gliding across the sand. It's either brilliant or completely insane. But make no mistake, NEOM isn't just a city. It's a statement of dominance, a flex from Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that Saudi Arabia isn't just an oil-rich kingdom, it's a contender for the future, and it's backed by the Saudi royal family's deep pockets and the country's trillion-dollar public investment fund. Still, many are asking the question, can this really work? With sky-high costs, rising public criticism, environmental concerns, and labor challenges, NEOM is already under pressure. But if they pull it off, it won't just be the most ambitious city in history, it'll be the new capital of the future. The dark side of royal power. When King Salman travels, streets shut down, skies clear, and entire cities are reshaped to welcome him. But behind the gold-plated escalators and 5-star convoys lies a growing storm of backlash, one that's impossible to ignore. In France, beaches were suddenly sealed off to make room for his royal vacation. In Indonesia, entire neighborhoods slowed to a crawl as 500 tons of royal luggage rolled through on cargo jets. To some, it was awe-inspiring. To others, it felt like modern-day monarchy stomping across public life with diamond-studded boots. In a world that's becoming more sensitive to wealth inequality, these displays of unchecked extravagance have struck a nerve. The same headlines that praise King Salman's royal presence also echo with public frustration. Why should an entire city be inconvenienced for one man's comfort? Why should schools close, roads block, and businesses halt just so a palace on wheels can roll through? These aren't just harmless luxuries. They're power plays felt in real time by real people. And while the Saudi royal family sees this as tradition, dignity, and the rightful expression of status, many around the world see something else: the clash between royalty and reality. In France, the public lashed out after King Salman's entourage shut down a beloved public beach. In Indonesia, the king's lavish arrival caused logistical chaos in cities already battling poverty and traffic gridlock. These aren't isolated incidents, they're snapshots of a deeper tension playing out on the world stage. This is the double-edged sword of ultra-wealth. It dazzles, but it also disrupts. It commands respect, but can also trigger resentment. In a global age where billionaires are being held to account, the Saudi monarchy's luxury doesn't just raise eyebrows, it raises serious questions. Where is the line between tradition and arrogance, between influence and imposition? Ask yourself, when royalty disrupts everyday life for the sake of spectacle, is that power well used or power abused? Let us know in the comments. Because this isn't just about one king, it's about how far wealth can stretch before the world pushes back. And the answer might shake more than just palaces. This isn't travel, it's royal power on display. King Salman doesn't just travel, he performs power. Every state visit, every golden stairway, every luxury jet loaded with palatial decor isn't just a trip, it's a message to the world. A declaration wrapped in velvet, guarded by an army and flown in on private aircraft that feel more like floating kingdoms than transportation. When the king moves, it's not about reaching a destination. It's about reminding everyone watching who holds the real influence. This is travel as theater. Where other leaders shake hands and give press conferences, King Salman orchestrates an entrance worthy of a movie scene. Streets shut down, hotels are evacuated and redecorated. Entourages in the thousands descend like a royal tide, bringing their own chefs, guards, furniture, even their own elevators. Nothing is left to chance, because in this world, luxury isn't just indulgence, it's branding. Every shimmering surface, every gold-trimmed wall, every silken curtain serves a purpose: to broadcast dominance without ever saying a word. This isn't about comfort, it's about command. It's the visual language of an empire that's too rich, too old, and too powerful to blend in. And when the Saudi royal family moves through the world like this, they're not asking for respect, they're demanding it. But beneath the silk and opulence lies something deeper. These journeys are not random. They're strategic performances designed to shape perception, court power, and solidify Saudi Arabia's position as a modern kingdom with ancient muscle. They're the ultimate flex. It's steeped in culture, powered by oil wealth, and executed with the precision of a military operation wrapped in gold. The next time you see footage of King Salman gliding down a golden escalator onto foreign soil, remember, this isn't excess, it's a global power move. Every detail is deliberate, every moment is calculated, and every eye that watches plays into the show. This isn't just travel. It's a royal reminder that in a world ruled by soft power, some still choose to rule with spectacle. And King Salman, he's written the playbook. So now you've seen it: golden jets, 500-ton luggage loads, private islands and palaces in the sky. But here's the question. Is this the ultimate expression of power or just royal excess on steroids? Are we witnessing greatness or a glittering disconnect from reality? Smash that like button if your jaw dropped. Drop a comment. Do you admire the flex or cringe at the cost? And don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories of the elite empires shaping our world. This ride is just getting started.